Live from KPRC Channel 2, where local news comes first. This is News to Houston with the Nightbeat team. Now, breaking news.
We begin tonight with breaking news, a break in the case of a missing Baylor basketball player. Patrick Dennehy's former roommate, Carlton Dotson, has been arrested and charged with Dennehy's murder. Officers escorted Dotson into a Maryland police station just after 8 o'clock this evening. Baylor basketball player Patrick Dennehy has been missing from Waco since mid-June. No body has ever been found. The police chief in Maryland says tonight's break in the case came after Dotson called police on Sunday and said he needed help. Police took Dotson to a hospital where he then contacted the FBI. The former head of Houston's FBI, Don Clark, is here tonight with more on these breaking developments. The FBI interviewed Dotson on Sunday. Don, is it too much of a leap to surmise that Dotson simply confessed?
Well, I don't think so, Linda. This is a very bizarre case, and to think that he walked in and confessed, I think that's what most people would think. But the key to this, Linda, is that he's been interviewed now. He's been talked to twice, and the issue is that there must have been probable cause in their gain somewhere, because this had to go from the law enforcement to a judge or a magistrate to be able to get a warrant. So something was said to cause them to be able to do that.
As we said a moment ago, no body has been found. So how tough would it be to try this case without a body?
Well, it's always difficult to try a case without a body in the case of a homicide or a murder. But bear in mind that the best evidence rule would be that body. But you can make circumstantial cases, and that's what the law enforcement's task is going to be now, to gather all the evidence they can to really support the probable cause to give them an arrest warrant.
Okay, thank you very much, Don Clark. We appreciate your perspective this evening.
Thank you.
This, of course, still a developing story. Count on News 2 Houston for instant coverage. If we learn more, we'll bring it to you live during this newscast. And for overnight developments, turn to News 2 Houston Daybreak tomorrow morning beginning at 5.
A community comes together to remember 4 young people killed in a Clear Lake home. The victims were shot to death. Their bodies discovered late Friday at the home on Millbridge. Tonight, a candlelight vigil was held to honor the victims. News 2 Houston Nightbeat reporter Rachel McNeil live there tonight. Rachel?
The makeshift memorial is growing outside the home where the victims spent their last day. Tonight, their family tries to remember the happy times. This on the same day an autopsy report is released that describes the brutal nature of these killings. All the children of the world. Family and friends of 4 young victims gather outside the murder scene for comfort.
I'm going to be strong. That's right. If it doesn't hit me, like tonight or in the morning, it's going to hit me when I walk through those doors tomorrow.
Last Friday, the bodies of Tiffany Rowell, Marcus Priscilla, Rachel Colorutis, and Adelbert Sanchez were discovered. Autopsy results show 3 of the 4 victims were each shot 4 to 7 times. Rachel died of severe trauma to the head and many gunshot wounds from the waist down. Former head of the Houston FBI, Don Clark, says the severity of the murders closely resembles organized crime activity.
With young people like this, you also think about anger, and you can't rule out anything to include drug activity.
Clark says the murders may have been done to send a message. He also believes there was likely more than one gunman.
It would be very difficult for me to visualize how one person could stand 4 people at bay while they take such violent actions against each individual.
Take the broken hearts and mend them, putting them back together.
As investigators search for answers, those closest to the victims are simply trying to make it day by day.
We needed this. We really needed this.
At this time, police say they have no motives or suspects. Don Clark says usually in an investigation like this, they will start working with the inner circle of family and friends, eventually working their way out, hoping to solve these murders. We are live in Clear Lake, Harris County. I'm Rachel McNeil.
The family of a clerk killed while on the job is asking for justice.
The murder is the second of 2 similar crimes committed in the same area. Thursday night, the owner of a fondant store was beaten. Then on Saturday, Amir Muthani was killed on South Gessner. Police say there were 2 suspects in both cases.
We tried to call our dad for the past half an hour and he wouldn't pick up. So we were actually scared. So we hurried out of the house. We sat in the car, and when we went there were a lot of polices, and there was like a dead body. And we were really shocked when we went there.
In the first crime, the suspects grabbed the security video. There's no word yet on the disposition of the tape in the second case. Houston police have not decided whether to release security video of a Shipley's Donut shooting last night. Police say 3 men walked in and tried to rob the shop in Northwest Houston. They shot Miguel Flores twice. Officers say Flores had been held up before, so he fought back using his own pistol. Investigators say one of the suspects may have been hit. Flores is recovering at Ben Taub Hospital.
A bank robber is on the run tonight. Witnesses say a man dressed in a white T-shirt walked into the Prosperity Bank on FM 1960 in Northwest Harris County and demanded money. Police say the man then ran away on foot and got into a truck he had hidden in a nearby neighborhood. Police are now searching for that truck. Crews tonight looking into a Houston plant power outage. The Valero plant on Manchester near Center in southeast Houston suffered a power glitch this afternoon. News Chopper 2 flew over Valero when a backup power system kicked in and automatically started burning off all the gasoline that was in production at the time. No one was injured. This story comes to us in part through our exclusive partnership with Houston community newspapers, in this case, the Pasadena Citizen.
And new tonight on the Nightbeat, victims of today's 3-alarm fire got home to discover that their apartments had been all but destroyed by a fire. The Regency Crossing apartments on Goodson at Chipman in Northeast Houston went up in flames late this afternoon, burning several apartments and forcing dozens from their homes. News 2 Houston Nightbeat reporter Ryan Korsgaard live in Northeast Houston with the story for us tonight. Ryan?
Bill, still tonight, a lot going on. Take a look behind me. You can see workers are busy putting up plywood. They're trying to keep everybody out of that. It was burned out. A lot of people trying to get in to see exactly what is left. Now, fire investigators are trying to find out what started it. Firefighters say this fire got a head start. This is what it looked like as they got to the Regency Crossing apartments Monday afternoon. It moved so quickly that firefighters had to stay outside.
It's easier to squirt water from out there, especially when we know we don't have any reports of anybody being inside the building.
The fire swallowed oxygen through the windows and then shot flames out the top, destroying 16 apartments.
At the bottom, downstairs.
Sandra Gardner lived here on the bottom floor for 15 years. She came home to this.
Everything I own is in there. Everything.
Now she wonders what's left.
Everybody lost everything. But they out cheaper.
And you don't know what you have yet.
Oh, probably nothing. But it's okay. It really is okay.
Her neighbors saved what they could, very little.
How's your apartment?
Right down.
Totally?
Totally.
Nothing left?
Nothing left.
It came.
Jose Cabello and his family had lived here for just 2 months. The tears easier to find than the possessions.
Completely burned down. There's nothing in there.
As many as 100 firefighters fought the fire but could not stop it before it burned through the lives of the people who lived inside.
The Lord will make a way. He always does.
And a live look tonight at the work that workers have been doing trying to board this place up. Now, at least one firefighter was injured. He was burned. Minor burns. We're told that he should be okay. The Red Cross, as well as his apartment complex, finding the people who were burned out of their home a place to live tonight. We are live in Northeast Houston. I'm Ryan Korsgaard.
Now to a Nightbeat exclusive. 5 Houston police officers tonight suspended, accused of running personal errands on city time. 2 officers from the Houston Lake Patrol and 3 from the Northeast Houston Patrol have been suspended. They're accused of running errands on the clock instead of answering calls. That has many people angry over the misuse of taxpayers' dollars.
It's uncalled for, I think. They're here to protect us and protect the neighborhoods and the kids and things. All in a barbecue pit don't seem quite like what I'd be doing.
Officials say the officers have decided not to appeal their suspensions. And some Texas businesses and governments tonight facing a major lawsuit. The suit claims that they don't comply with the Americans with Disabilities Act. 5 of the defendants are in the Houston area, including the city of Houston. The lawsuit is timed to coincide with the 13th anniversary of that landmark act. A City Hall spokesperson says the city's legal department hasn't yet even heard about the case.
Houston mayoral candidate Orlando Sanchez is getting support from Texas Governor Rick Perry. In a letter to constituents, Governor Perry says Orlando not only embodies the American dream, he worked to make sure we all live that dream. Other candidates aren't sure if the governor's support now will mean much at the polls later.
He believes in the experience that I have. I've helped lead the fight to cut property taxes here in Houston.
One thing I know, being a native Houstonian, we are very sensitive when people outside of the city try to tell people in the city who to cast their votes for.
We have strong bipartisan support from people who actually
live and work in Houston. So that's where I've been spending my attention.
Sure, I'd love to have the governor's endorsement, but the real endorsement will be on Election Day, and I think that people will vote their conscience and they'll vote for change in Houston.
The mayoral election is this November.
One of the deadliest days yet in the civil war in Liberia. More than 90 people were killed during mortar attacks in the capital city of Monrovia. 2 U.S. embassy compounds were hit. Aid workers and foreign journalists are now being evacuated from the area. Liberian President Charles Taylor has promised the fighting will continue unless outside help intervenes. And as the crisis in Liberia turns more violent, U.S. Marines have been brought in to help secure the U.S. embassy. But today, from his Crawford Ranch, President Bush says he's still trying to decide whether American troops will be part of a peacekeeping mission.
We just sent a group of troops in to protect our interests, and we're concerned about our people in Liberia. We'll continue to monitor the situation very closely.
About 4,500 American soldiers have been deployed closer to Liberia just in case they're sent in.
It's a problem few know or even talk about, but thousands of Houston children go hungry every single day. In tonight's Nightbeat Extra, see what some Houstonians are doing to make sure those children are finally fed.
Okay, you get a call that someone you love is dead. Then you learn it was only a cruel joke. Still to come, hear the vicious prank phone calls that could put 2 teenagers behind bars. Plus, the one thing Brad Pitt says he will never do with his wife.
News to Houston Nightbeat continues for El Campo, Garwood, and Nederland.
News to Houston, where local news comes first.
This segment of News to Houston is sponsored in part by Brinkman Roofing.
I work for Her Majesty's Secret Service.
I am what I do.
I don't know what you do.
Whatever you think it is, it isn't.
45 seconds. Go.
MI5. Check your local listings. A&E, the art of entertainment.
Right store, right price. It's what you're looking for, always mighty nice.
Something very big is happening in your neighborhood Kroger. But we didn't want to show it to you until we had it just right. Presenting the right price tag at Kroger. Now appearing on hundreds of your favorite items. Low prices have never been so easy to find.
Right store, right price.
Later on an all-new Tonight Show, Angelina Jolie makes yet another shocking confession.
I've had sex for over a year.
You know, you look ready.
Thank you.
Plus amazing kid inventors and headlines.
Plants may be smaller than the one shown. Really? Is that could be smaller than that.
Then on Conan, Tom Cavanaugh tonight.
You're watching the News to Houston Nightbeat team, where local news comes first.
Maybe it's happened to you, but if not, imagine having to worry about where your next meal is coming from.
Now imagine you're a child worried about your next meal. It is a problem that some Houstonians are working hard to fix. Linda?
Dominique, Bill, according to Interfaith Ministries of Greater Houston, 1 out of 3 Houston children is not getting enough to eat. And that's why some Houstonians have decided to do something about that. In tonight's Nightbeat Extra, a program that's helping Houston's hungry, one child at a time. Every Thursday, Andrea Stevens steps away from her desk at Exxon to take time to deliver meals to hungry kids.
Oh gosh, she was really cute. You know, that's what the volunteer, when you get into the community and actually see what you're doing, it makes a difference. That was really good.
Today, company intern Joanna Pereira joins her.
She says she don't work well, thinking about her kids not eating good. And she loves the program, so does the little boy.
The happy faces are here. But the journey begins at Central Park United Methodist Church, where 120 sack lunches are put into coolers. Volunteers from driving age on up then load up and head out. From door to door, each route takes about an hour.
It's a good day, 2 for 2.
It's all part of I Am Kids Meal, the brainchild of Interfaith Ministries of Greater Houston.
So we wanted to expand our children's services, and this was always an area that we intended to do so. Funding was always an issue.
Funding came by way of donations. The 6-month pilot program started 2 weeks ago.
Right now, we're serving about 120 young people, children ages 3 to 6. By the end of the year, we're hopeful that we'll have 250 children and then expand from there.
That's music to the ears of Pastor Guadalupe Diaz, whose church falls within the southeast area served by I Am Kids Meals.
We found more children with hunger in this community. And this is very important for us to serve in them, especially in this time, because they now have a school.
Meantime, back on the route, Andrea and Joanna finish up.
Doesn't take much. On your lunch break, you can get out there and make a small difference and really be in the community, see it there, makes you feel like you can make a difference in this world.
You can make a difference. Interfaith Ministries says the program is funded through December, but they need more donations and volunteers to keep it going. You can find a link to more information on our website at click2houston.com. And for now, the program serves 4 zip codes in the southeast Houston area. Corporations like Exxon are getting involved by lending workers like Andrea and Joanna to deliver meals. And Dominique, a company can sponsor a route by providing volunteers to cover a different day of the week. What a fantastic idea.
It is. And oftentimes you hear from people who want to get involved in the community and don't quite know where to go.
It's a perfect way to do it.
Here's a great avenue for you. Thanks.
New on the Nightbeat tonight, 2 Kentucky teenagers behind bars accused of posing as police officers to play some malicious pranks. Police say the teens would call people in the middle of the night pretending to be police officers. Then they would deliver some heartbreaking news.
This is Sergeant Winston with the Louisville Police Department. I'm sorry to be the bearer of the bad news, sir, but your mother just passed away. What? I'm sorry, sir. She passed about 30 minutes ago. I'm sorry, sir, but she had a heart attack. Mother, I'm sorry. Are you there, sir? Yeah. Are you okay?
The teens are now charged with 16 counts of impersonating a police officer. Both have pleaded not guilty. A 5-year-old boy is clinging to life tonight after he drove a car into a tree. It's not clear how the child got behind the wheel to begin with, but he managed to drive the car down the street before hitting the tree. Witnesses saw the car crash and ran to help. The little boy is now in critical condition.
Now, AccuWeather, clear and accurate weather information with Chief Meteorologist Frank Billingsley, endorsed by the American Meteorological Society and the National Weather Association.
Well, I guess if there's ever a pleasant time to be outside in July, it would be now.
This ain't it.
Well, I'm fine with this. Once that sun goes down, it's still in the 80s, but it feels okay out. It's balmy. It's what we expect in Houston this time of year. It looks like we may get a little rain, not tomorrow, but Wednesday. We'll talk about that. It is definitely warm out. Take a look at some of these live neighborhood WeatherNet numbers. Temperatures right now, and you can add about 8 degrees to these numbers to get a feels like out of them. But you can see we are all in the 80s across the board, even at this late hour. And it looks like we will continue to be for the better part of the day. It's 83 at Goodrich, 89 at Ball High School, LaPorte Junior High at 84. It's not going to change a whole lot overnight. Temperatures may drop a tad to 78 to 80 degrees for a wake-up number. And then it gets hot very quickly again tomorrow. In fact, I've taken the rain chances out. We had one little shower today way out I-10, but I don't think we're going to see much tomorrow. 90 for a lunchtime number, and highs make it into the mid-90s. It's still 87 at Bush right now. 83 at Hobby Airport. Humidity 65%. 96 and 78 the numbers today. And there's a look at this frontal system we've been watching. Front in terms of drier weather, Oklahoma City got to 105 degrees today, so it's certainly not cooler out here. But what we saw was humidity at about, say, 35 to 40% up in Oklahoma, while it was in the 55 to 60% range south of this. So some drier air has been trying to move to the state, but it is modifying very quickly. So what this may do is when it gets closer to us, give us at least a little chance for some lift and a better chance of showers on Wednesday, but that's about all it's going to do. 94 in Dallas as we speak. It is still very warm there. 92 in Lufkin is the way it feels. Feels like 92 in Austin and feels like 95 here. That front's been fairly active with severe weather pushing through the southeastern United States. Even a tornado watch box back out here to the west. You can see that little system there moving into Oklahoma or Kansas rather. Not likely we'll see much out of that, but we could see eventually a fairly large thunderstorm complex move through here, maybe Tuesday night late into Wednesday. At least it's a possibility. Generally just about a 40% chance of showers, though, Wednesday, and that goes down to 30% on Thursday, and then down to maybe 20% into your weekend. You'll see that, but it looks like it's going to be fairly quiet. It looks like it's going to be fairly quiet with this system, too. Hopefully, Tropical Depression 6 really fell apart. You can see in the Caribbean there, just not much to it. We'll continue to keep an eye on it, but so far, it looks like it's moving into a very unfriendly environment there in the Caribbean. So that's good news. Here's a look then at what we're watching outside as far as the mold and the grass. They continue to be on the board there. Extremely heavy mold spores being reported. 96 on Tuesday, 94 on Wednesday, 40 and 30% chances of rain Wednesday and Thursday, and then just isolated showers. And it continues to be on the warm side as we head into the weekend. So that's the July Fry. Just try to stay cool as best you can, and we'll try to get you through it.
Okay.
All right, Frank, thank you. A baby on the way means that Oscar-winning actor Russell Crowe is taking on a new role, father-to-be. Crowe and wife Danielle have announced that they are expecting a baby in January. The couple married in April on Crowe's 39th birthday. The star of Gladiator and A Beautiful Mind describes the idea as a lot of fun. NBC's favorite Friends may be ready to say goodbye, but maybe not all of them. Dominique?
Absolutely, Bill. It appears that Friends star Matt LeBlanc may be closer to getting his own sitcom. Sources say talks are accelerating to cut a deal for a Friends spin-off sitcom revolving around LeBlanc's Joey Tribbiani character. LeBlanc's bargaining power has not been hurt by the fact that he's earned a second consecutive Emmy nomination. Well, they're Hollywood's hottest couple, but Brad Pitt says that he has ruled out ever making a film with his actress wife, Jennifer Aniston. Pitt says that he thinks couples just make bad movies together. He says he thinks it's because there's just too much baggage.
Yeah, kind of hard to act with all that baggage, huh? Wouldn't
Yeah,
you
I was
agree,
going to say, Ben and J-Lo, they're not going to be too happy to hear that. They got one coming out pretty soon. Coming up, Astros tonight on the road. Winners of 5 straight. Could they make it 6? Highlights when we come back.
This segment of News 2 Houston is sponsored in part by your Texas Chrysler dealers.
From now until Monday, July 21st, the Chrysler Summer Sales Drive will be hotter than ever during our 72-hour event, featuring valuable bonus offers on select new Chrysler vehicles, like oil, lube, and filter changes for 3 to 7 years, and a choice of no monthly payments until 2004, and cash allowances up to $3,500 on select vehicles, or 0% APR financing on select models. Plus, get our 770 Powertrain Limited Warranty. So get to your Chrysler dealer today. This exciting 72-hour event ends Monday, July 21st.
She was working at another place that she wasn't really happy with. And I was telling her that it's time for her to come and work with my company.
It took a lot for her to convince me, but she was right.
Competitive pay, great benefits, that give you the opportunity to advance. Being a college graduate with 2 degrees, she could go anywhere. And I told her Walmart was the place to go.
I love my job. I'm an assistant manager, and I've been with Walmart for 4 years.
I'm a department manager at Walmart, and I've worked there for 7 years.
If ever you're not satisfied with one of our tires, please feel free to bring it back. Thank you. Discount Tire Company.
Discount Tire Company offers low prices on every tire every day, including major brands like Michelin, BF Goodrich, and Uniroyal. Low prices, every tire, every day. It's all about price. It's all about service. It's all about saving you money. Low prices, every tire, every day. Discount Tire Company.
The Hyundai Sonata, ranked most appealing entry midsize car. More standard features than a Toyota Camry LE, including a V6 engine. All for over $2,100 less. Add in America's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000 miles, and you win. Test drive the Hyundai Sonata, starting at just $15,839 at your Hyundai dealer. Hurry into the Hyundai winning season clearance and get a 2003 Sonata with $1,000 cash back or 0% APR through July 31st.
This segment of News 2 Houston is sponsored in part by Hyundai.
Living in Houston, we know sweating is necessary. After all, it keeps us from overheating.
But for millions of Americans, the sweat just pours off, no matter how hot it is outside.
Well, now you don't have to worry about that embarrassing problem anymore.
We'll tell you how doctors are fixing it for good tomorrow morning on Daybreak.
No sweat for the Astros, at least not going into the game tonight, huh,
Oh, it was a
Chris?
little chilly tonight, so there was no sweating going on. The Stros on the road tonight, taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates. Houston 3 in front of their closest pursuer in the Central to start the night. Houston 9-1 in their last 10 winners of 5 in a row. Bottom 3, Matt Stairs taking Kim Redding deep to center field, and this one is gone. 5-1, Pirates on top. Top 6 now bags. Hit number 400 yesterday, 399 and 400 today. Adding to that total, 401, 5-2 bucks. Moments later, Jeff Kent making it back-to-back, but it was not enough. 5-3 Pittsburgh at that moment. 5-3 is your final score as the 5-game winning streak is now a thing of history. Gentle Ben Curtis, the British Open champion, 500-1 odds, ranked 396th in the world yesterday, ranked 35th today. That's quite a jump. He also earns $1.2 million for the effort, but it's not about the money. It's the exemptions and the sheer magic of it all. Curtis back home today. He'll be live in New York on the Today Show in the morning, but this is truly one of the biggest surprises all of sports history. Phil Mickelson now 0 for 45 in majors, a stark contrast to Curtis, who is now 1 for 1.
You know, I think it's just great to be in the company of Tiger Woods and the Phil Mickelsons and Ernie Els of today. You know, they're great players, and I feel like my game belongs with them, and, you know, I'm not going to be intimidated by them.
Hold on to that claret jug. The Comets off again today. They're off till New York comes to town Saturday. A good chance for the Seas to rest the injured, including Tina Thompson. Houston now 2nd in the West.
It was kind of frustrating not being able to play on the second half of back-to-back against Sacramento, but the team played well. I mean, they played great. A lot of people stepped up that don't necessarily get an opportunity to play as many minutes, and they made it happen.
James Posey still testing the free agent water, seeking interest from other teams. He has an offer from the Rockets on the table. Now it's time to see if it's worth taking.
I don't know. I'm just here. I just keep working out, you know what I'm saying? Have some interviews, you know what I'm saying? It's a business, so business decisions will be made. And, you know, I realize that. So, you know, just being patient and see what's going to happen.
15th stage of the Tour de France today for Lance Armstrong, and this is not in the training manual. A fan helps Lance go, whoops, gets the handlebars caught on a bag. Don't bring bags to the Tour de France, please. Not when Lance is riding next to you. Goes you-know-what over T. Kittle, regroups, wins the stage. Lance increases lead to 1 minute, 7 seconds, up from 15 seconds over Jan Ullrich. Back in a moment with a picture-perfect night for MDA. Don't want to miss it, and it's next.
Real-time closed captioning of News 2 Houston is sponsored in part by Finger Furniture.
I love that big, bold flavor. Chili's is
Introducing Chili's Hawaiian Steak, a fire-grilled top sirloin glazed with ginger and citrus on grilled pineapple. Want more flavor?
Chili's.
Right now, your Texas Dodge dealers have added some huge extras to the great deals at the Dodge Summer Sales Drive during a special 72-hour event. Get lube, oil, and filter changes at no extra charge for 3 to 7 years. Plus, your choice of cash allowances of up to $4,500 and no monthly payments until 2004. Or 0% APR financing on select models. Plus, get Dodge's 7-year or 70,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. But you better get rolling because this 72-hour event ends Monday, July 21st.
We're really close, and we need to talk constantly, even when we're not together. So we need a calling plan that lets us talk as much as we want, whenever we want, at no extra charge.
With Family Talk from Singular, you can add a line for just $9.99 per month and share your minutes, all with nationwide long distance. Plus, you can get a Sony Ericsson phone and FM stereo headset free.
We call it the Jordy and Julie sister-to-sister plan.
Come into Singular now to find the plan that fits you best.
So many things to do, so little time. Better get your priorities in order. First things first, the 2003 Honda Clearance. It only happens once a year, and it's gone before you know it. Now lease the all-new Accord LX Coupe for $239 a month for 36 months. Life can wait. First things first. Spicy! Boneless! Cool!
Chili's boneless buffalo wings. Want more flavor?
Chili's!
Welcome back in the Spotlight tonight. Tonight here in our Channel 2 studios, the second annual MDA Muscle Team meeting held here, sponsored by Kroger. Plenty of support from Chris Brown and Mike Quinn of the Texans, Darryl Hamilton, former Major Leaguer, former Rocket Matt Bullard, Todd McClellan, and Cam Stewart of the Arrows, and most importantly, the real Muscle Team, the kids, the beautiful kids and their families, all on hand. Big picture sessions. Oh, get that guy off the screen. Good Lord, that's scary. Big dinner for MDA at Maggiano's the 24th of September. We just kind of kicked it off tonight. A special thanks to all the kids, the families, and the athletes who came out. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Great. Fabulous.
That's our news. Thank you so much for watching.
The Tonight Show's next. Jay welcomes Angelina Jolie.
We'll see you again tomorrow. Good night.
Thanks for watching News to Houston Nightbeat, where local news comes first. From KPRC, a post-Newsweek station.